Morning, all you miraculous mavericks. Hope you're having a brilliant day. It's Sunday, March, I think it's 25th, and we're about 2 miles into the morning here at the top of Bald. Unfortunately, as you can see, not too many views. Well, maybe views of about 10 feet in front of you. So we may not be getting this miraculous footage today, but who knows, maybe it'll clear up. Really stormy night last night. I'm glad I actually stayed in the shelter. That campsite was overflowing. I would say we probably had about 16 people staying in the shelter and probably about 20 tents sporadically placed in a couple hammocks around the general area, with everybody huddled under that tin roof during the worst of the rainstorms. Thunderstorms pretty much all night, so yeah, I stayed dry, which was good. And I think a good decision all told to take a little bit of a shorter day, get myself settled in by 2 o'clock, and I had a chance just to kind of enjoy the afternoon, read a book a little bit, bed by about 7. A little bit of a longer day today, but I got a good early start, hit the trail by about 7:30, so that's good. And then tomorrow we're going to Nero into Fontana Village and spend a night in a lodge. Oh. Feeling good today, minimal soreness, so I think we are able to plod some miles through. We'll pull you out periodically as we go, but as you see, it may not be the most exciting days as far as hiking is concerned. Welcome to my Hikification. So here's the plan today. We're starting at Sassafras Gap Shelter at mile 143.6 and hopefully making it to Cable Gap Shelter at mile 158.8 for a day of about 15 miles. We will go over Bald. We'll see if there's any views as we progress. And a steep climb coming out of Sweetwater Gap before you hit the Brown Forks Gap Shelter, which is an alternate for me, but hopefully I do push on all the way to Cable Gap Shelter. Slight climb at the end and then coming down. Okay, this is pretty. Fog is slowly starting to dissipate. And you can see the clouds pooling in the crevices and the valleys between the mountains. It's almost as if they're floating. As we come down in elevation, just to get chilly again, and we re-enter the fog. We've been walking above that line for a while, but it looks like we're dipping down. Definitely eerie, but kind of cool as well.
You'll never know him, he is the forgotten, his name is the word undone. You'll never know him, he is the forgotten, no one's son, no one's son.
That might have been a good place to get out of the rain last night.
You'll never know her. She is the forgotten in the ocean, a drop of water.
You can't see it in this fog, but we just started a pretty big climb, and it looks like we're going straight up. This is what is commonly referred to as Jacob's Ladder. Should be a fun next 20 minutes or so. We'll see you at the top. About what I hope is 3/4 of the way up, but man, this thing just doesn't end. That's flat, and that's where we're going. That's about a good, at least 45, 50 degree angle. Okay, let's plod on. Okay, so I think the worst is over. 2 small peaks left, but we're over the biggest hump. I would not do that climb again if you paid me. Whew. Jacob's Ladder ain't no joke. And 20 minutes was a gross underestimation. Okay, let's get over these next 2 little peaks. And then we get to stop for lunch. So I mentioned I stayed in a shelter last night. It's actually the 2nd time this week I've stayed in a shelter. The first time, I'm gonna say, out of necessity. It was cold, it was getting late. There was no place to pitch a hammock with the shelter literally right off the trail. And yeah, it was a good place just to stop and get warm. Last night, I would say I slept in a shelter out of convenience. It was packed, without a doubt. But mostly it came down to when it's really wet, and whether it's a chance of rain or it's yesterday definitely raining, it is more convenient to not set up your hammock and take it down in the morning in the middle of the rain. And if I wanted to get an early start today, sleeping in a shelter also allows you to break camp a little bit more quickly. So before I started, I was against shelters, just in concept. I was steadfast. I was convinced I was going to be sleeping in my hammock every night. And by far, the hammock is giving a more comfortable sleep. But I am glad I brought along my Thermarest. It does give me the opportunity to sleep in the shelter should I choose. Originally, I was just going to mail it ahead to Fontana and take it with me through the Smokies, but I think it was a good thing I actually carried it with me. So the shelter sleeping, it's really not that bad. Maybe I've been lucky. I have not noticed any rodent problems. And that's for my fellow shelter sleepers, I guess that's what you call them. They've been pretty good. I mean, yes, there's some snoring, but I really don't notice it all that much. This is pretty. Now, the one thing about these shelters, and one of the reasons I think I was more adverse to their idea, especially in these early months when we're still in the bubble, is the shelters are the center of the social environment. And I actually enjoy them to cook my dinner and have a few conversations, make a few acquaintances, but then I can slip away back to the privacy of my hammock and edit some videos. But what I found is that, especially on the 2-floor ones, you can actually disengage from the social aspect while still being physically there. And maybe it's because it's cold. You crawl up into your sleeping bag, you read your book, you do whatever. Conversation's going on around you, but you don't have to be an active participant. You can be, your choice. But it's not like this social paradigm is forced upon you just because you happen to be sleeping in a shelter. And you do get a full mix of people. Different people use shelters for different reasons. Anyway, so that's my early shelter experiences. We'll see if that changes as we push through the Smokies. Let's get you on the trail for a minute. Got into camp around 4 o'clock. Just got my hammock set up. There's a very small shelter at the top of the hill up there. But I have a feeling it's going to be crowded here tonight if everybody from last night does similar miles to get here. 16 miles today. Not bad. Although, small day tomorrow is going to be well received. Okay, we might as well do our wrap up while we're waiting for our mushroom risotto to rehydrate. Herbed mushroom risotto. 20 minutes. A few minutes left. So, started off today at Sassafras Shelter. Did 16 miles. Ended at Cable Gap Shelter. It was a good day. Not really too many views to share. It was pretty much foggy the entire day. The sun did peek out later in the afternoon. All told, it was a pretty uneventful day. The body definitely is going to appreciate a shorter day tomorrow, but for all intents and purposes, I'm doing well. Those last couple miles coming in, though, those were a challenge. Luckily, the terrain was relatively easy. Jacob's Ladder was an absolute beast to get up. I'm glad I had that timed right around lunchtime, so I still had some energy. If I had done a longer day yesterday and put that towards the end, that would have killed me. No cell service tonight, so family won't know I'm still alive, but I'm also will do the week 2 wind up very shortly, but I won't be able to see your questions. So anyway, that was Sunday. I'm going to try and get in the hammock here a little bit early, just kind of rest and relax. No urgency to start bright and early tomorrow morning, so I can have a bit of a longer wake up period. So that'll be nice. Hopefully a good night's sleep. Till next time, hike on.
Out in stormy weather, I might have the blues, but nothing ever stopped me from dusting off my shoes.